Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Rentz, your host of the Raiders Report, and today's show is sponsored by 8 Sleep. Who out there needs a better night's rest? I know I do, after round one of the NFL draft. And if you're like me, head on over to 8sleep.com/chatsports. That link's going to be available to y'all down in the comments and down in the description of today's show. So coming up here on the Raiders Report, round one, it's in the books, right? Las Vegas Raiders, they selected Brock Bowers at pick number 13. So what I'm going to do on today's show is I'm going to go through a day 2 mock draft. I'm going to tell you who I selected in pick 44, who I selected at pick 77, and then some just other players that I would want Antonio Pierce and Tom Telesco to potentially target on day 2 of the 2024 NFL Draft. If you missed it, hey, it's okay. Today was a iconic day on the Raiders Report. Our first 4 picks, kind of chalky. Caleb, Jaden, Drake, Marvin Harrison Jr., nothing all that special right there. Joe Alt, Malik Neighbors, J.C. Latham going off the board here at number 7 I thought was a little bit surprising. This is what shocked, I think, the draft world. Penix going number 8. A lot of speculation, a lot of rumors that Kirk Cousins did not like this pick whatsoever. Then the Bears, they go with Rome Odunze. Swap picks here with the Vikings and the Jets. Olu, J.J. McCarthy. F Sam, F Bo Nix, F the Donkeys. This pick made me so flippin' happy that the Raiders did not end up with a quarterback like Nix. 6 QBs off the top 12 picks, most ever. Brock Bowers off the board. We can keep on rolling through some of these picks right here. I mean, like, to me, I was wondering if the Raiders were going to be a team that's about to make a move back into round 1, something I thought would be pretty interesting. One of the clear winners for me, Quinyon Mitchell going to the Eagles here at 22, I thought was a steal. Dolphins taking Chop, didn't absolutely love that pick. Terry and Arnold, 24, steal there as well. I also think for the Bucs to be able to get a guy like Graham Barton, the Chiefs traded up for Xavier Worthy. I'll be honest, I'm okay with it. Like, I was nervous about them getting a dude like Lad McConkey, where he's a route runner, he's a hell of a ball catcher. Xavier's just an athlete. That's MVS to me down there below. You got the Cowboys getting Guyton. I thought that one was a little bit expected. The Niners taking Ricky Pearsall tells me this, that they're moving on from Brandon Ayuk or Deebo Samuel. Xavier Legette predicted that one live on the show. Bottom line is, if you guys don't know where to watch Raiders Report tomorrow or live NFL draft coverage, hit that subscribe button. However, though, I do got a question for you. Name a player that you want the Raiders to draft today. I'm talking round 2, round 3. It's about to be the pinned comment on today's show, so I need you to scroll on down. Give me your honest opinion, because on today's show, I am going to tell you the players that I am about to take in a mock draft. So here's essentially what I did. I ran a mock draft, okay? Went on PFF and I said, give me the best players available at pick 44. So after this YouTube ad break, I am going to tell you the number 1 player I want the Raiders to take, also based on draft, based on mock, where I think is a likely thing. So coming up here right now at pick 44, the Las Vegas Raiders selected in my most recent mock draft, Kool-Aid McKinstry. To me, the fact that if you're able to get a draft where you have a guy like Brock Bowers and Kool-Aid, I was very, very excited about this pick. He's the number 5 corner that we have here at Chat Sports, from according to Tom Downey. Is an outside corner. I like his size, I like his length. Bites at the catch point, makes things tough for opposing receivers, and not a ton of ball production, but hasn't been targeted all that much either. I think he also gives you that flexibility in special teams. Can be a punt returner, can be a kick returner. Also a very good just overall athlete to be able to fit with Antonio Pierce, be able to bring that swagger. We talk so much about Terry and Arnold, but here's the thing. The number 1 corner, if you were to ask Nick Saban on that roster, was Kool-Aid McKinstry, because of that athletic ability. And if you're a believer that our defensive coaching staff can get the most out of these young players, can get the most out of these guys right away, if you come away with this draft and Kool-Aid is on the board at 44, if you don't like the way that this draft has fallen for the silver and black, then I don't know what the hell you are watching, because if we're able to land Kool-Aid at 44, which, again, in my mock draft, I was able to land. And because of that, I'm on board for it. We know Antonio Pierce called finding the cornerback one a priority. Kool-Aid McKinstry is that priority. If you believe that getting a good night's rest is a priority, well, then guess what? I got the sponsor for you. Shout out to today's sponsor, 8Sleep. Go to 8sleep.com/chatsports. Sleep to power a whole new you. 8Sleep's Pod 3 cover slips right over your mattress, bringing heating and cooling tech that keeps you comfortable and sleeping deeper for a better, more restful night. I love 8Sleep because it has totally stopped my night sweats. I like to snuggle with my dog Chuck, but my man is like a heater, and thanks to 8Sleep, I don't wake up sweating and get a better night's sleep. The pod cover will improve your sleep by automatically adjusting your bed's temperature based on your individual needs. The cover can be added to any bed like a fitted sheet and allows you and your partner to cool or warm your side of the bed as low as 55 degrees and up to 110 degrees. In addition to keeping you at the perfect temperature all night, the pod also tracks your sleep and health metrics. On average, pod users see their sleeping quality improved by 32% after just a month on the pod. So go to 8sleep.com/chatsports and get $200 off plus free shipping on the pod cover by 8Sleep. Invest in the rest you deserve with the 8Sleep pod. Again, that comment, all that stuff is going to be available to you all down in the comments and in the description of today's video. Jack's got the wide eyes. Maybe it's because my next pick coming up here in my mock draft, it's Junior Colson, who is Tom Downey's number one linebacker available. And I like Peyton Wilson. He was no longer available. I like Edgerrin Cooper, no longer available. And because of this route, I'm going to go with Colson here at number 77. He was available on the board. So when you look at this mock, you got Brock Bowers in round 1. You got an absolutely standout linebacker in Junior Colson. And then at 44 also on top of that, you got Xavier McKinstry. To me, that is a very, very good start there. Kool-Aid McKinstry with Junior Colson, with Brock Bowers. That's a solid group there with your team. Yeah, you might not get an offensive tackle that you want. But what if we see some of these OTs start to fall down the board here a little bit? What if a guy like, Kingsley Suamataia, I don't think he's going to fall into round 3. What if he falls a little bit? What if you get a guy like Jones out of Texas? The tackles will start to fall. Blake Fisher. If you told me I get Blake Fisher in round 4, I am all freaking in. Also, if you're all in for live draft coverage for day 2, I mean it. Join the fam. We're close to 169,000 subscribers. Show was insane tonight. And I mean, from top to bottom, I appreciate the hell out of each and every one of you that decide to pull up tonight, that pull in for all of our shows here. We're going to have a lot of fun on the Raiders Report tomorrow. So please hit that subscribe button. Turn on those notifications. We're about to turn up. If you're wondering who are some of my day 2 draft targets that I'm looking for, here's on the defensive side of the football. First, I want to talk about the corners because that's the need. Cooper DeJean, Kool-Aid McKinstry, though, is the number 1 guy that I'm looking at. Ennis Rakestraw, also low-key, is a guy that I love. If all those guys are gone and you're still looking at some corners, TJ Tampa, Max Melton, guys that I don't really want to take it round 2, but if I want to go with the fit, I can. Defensive tackle's the sneaky spot. If Jer'Zhan Newton's there at 44, based on the way that this team has already shown you that they're going to draft, they will go with best player available. And if Newton's there, guess what? That's your pick. If you want to look at the offensive side of the football, one of the names that I really want to look at here again, Roger Rosengarten, Kingsley Suamataia, and then Cooper Beebe. Both of those guys, all 3 of those dudes, are legit potential starters over a guy like Thayer Munford. I actually think Roger and Kingsley could probably be better right now year 1 than Thayer. Cooper Beebe, you put him at left guard, you let him battle it out. He's going to beat out Whitehair. He's just a better offensive lineman. That's the route that I think that the Raiders really need to focus on, especially if you're going to go with Aiden or Gardner Minshew in this upcoming season. We can have all these highlights. If you don't win in the trenches, it does not matter. You can have Michael Mayer, Brock Bowers, Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, whoever the hell. If you can't block, don't matter. And with the quarterbacks that we have, I think it's going to be one of those things that this team does have to consider going in forward on day 2, round 2, round 3 of the NFL draft. So here's going to be the final question that I ask all y'all on the Raiders Report. What side of the football should the Raiders really heavily target? And I think this question's more for round 2, because dictating what you do round 2 can absolutely dictate what you do in round 3. Type O for offense, type D for defense. Let me know down below what the Raiders should do here in round 2. If it was up to me, I know, If it's up to me, I'm probably going to take, yet again, the best player available at corner or offensive tackle. If it's between Kool-Aid and Kingsley Suamataia, I'm going to take Kool-Aid. If it's between Kingsley Suamataia and a guy like Max Melton, I'm going to take Kingsley Suamataia. You have a need. The Raiders got best player available at 13. I love it. And Brock Bowers. But we still have needs. Offensive tackle, corner. Hopefully, Telesco and Antonio Pierce do the right thing. They make one of those selections. However, though, after the first round, it wouldn't shock me at all if they went best player available. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Maybe technically today at this point, the time that I'm filming. We literally just crossed midnight here on the Raiders Report. Hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications. I'll see you for round 2 of the NFL Draft.